And looking at the starting lines, it's going to be Sam Walther in goal for the Metropolitan Riveters. Lavisa Salander on the other end for the Boston Pride. But eyes are up, puck is dropped, and we are underway. Off of the opening draw. Riveters trying to collect in their own end. That's Arnold getting to the puck first, trying to clear up. But intercepted quickly by Dempsey right to the front of the net. Couldn't quite get one through. And Pertina unable to quite get the rebound. Riveters trying to go the other way. They only get as far as center, though. And taking it right back in, here comes Dempsey trying to work her way around Arnold. Switches from the backhand but loses control of that puck. Suliotis will pick it up at the far side corner. And it's been these early starts that have been a big key to Boston's success. They have actually not given up the first goal to their opponents in any of their 5 games so far this season. And at center ice, Pertina tries to push it farther ahead, only collected there by Colleen Murphy out there on a defensive pair with Kara Dozdal, as I said, making her NWHL debut for this season, at least one of the original NWHL players. Forechecking pressure still hard for the Boston Pride. They will try to go up as we're about a minute through and right into the zone. Here comes Cornine from the circle. Can't fire one through. And Mary Parker taking it right back up. Gets it in the middle, and on the left wing, Emily Fluke. She gets it to the far side. Lexi Bender with some room. She tries to go top shelf. Just missed the post. Pride still with control, though. Fluke getting it out of trouble to Mary Parker. Finally got that first goal of the season last time out. It was a big weight off her shoulders. And now going back the other way, Brooke Baker sends it to the middle. And this is a line we're going to be seeing a lot from the Riveters, the RIT line. Baker, Cornine. Baker, Cornine, and Rushton. As they switch it up, and the Pride will look to go back the other way. 2 minutes through period number 1. Still waiting for our first score as Lexi Lang takes it in. She fires from bad angle, goes wide. And now to the point now, it goes down low. Sullivan picks it up. And rims it around the corner there. Taves trying to get it first from Kilduff. But the Rivs will try to work out. Now Cornine to it. Steps onto that puck and gets it to the opposite corner. Up the half wall for Bulbul Kartenbay, the first Kazakh-born player in the NWHL. Pride going to take it right back in. Tried to get work around Kilduff there. Combination of Lang and Taves have brought so much forechecking energy to this Boston Pride team, the two of them. And now Sullivan, another good intercept. Forced wide to the near side, though, almost tripping to get her. It was Cassie Dunn there as she works to the opposite side. Sullivan's still on that puck, almost lost it in her skates there, and the Riveters are able to push past center ice back into the Boston end. Kaylee Fratkin looking to work back out. Plays a little catch with her defensive partner, Rowe. And this body-on-body pressure is a style that you really have to get against this Boston team, as in a race for it there was Pertina. But Walther able to cover it up first, and we get our first stoppage. Just under 3 minutes gone. Just over 3 minutes gone in period number 1. And it will be an offensive zone draw for the Pride. One back by Dempsey to the point now. Suliotis trying to fire it through. Was looking for the captain right at the front of the net. Couldn't get it to her. Almost picked up by Pertina. And again, just held in by Suliotis. But now right back the other way. Could be a 3-on-1, but the pass was just ahead of Hutchison. Else could have been a dangerous chance for the Rivs. They get in over the blue line once again. It's the captain, Madison Packer. Going to dump that in behind the net. Looking to give it chase, Brooke Avery. And in the corner now, Hutchison again fires to the opposite circle, but it comes back out to the neutral ice. And having to step back onto that was Colleen Murphy. Ahead to Avery, who dumps it in as the Rivs will make some needed changes, and Boston can push back the other direction. Up the left wing now and streaking with it is the captain, Dempsey. Gets only as far as the half wall there. Dostal picks it up. Rivs up the left wing. Again, pushed right back in by Wolfeiler to Fluke. And Fluke can go right back in. Almost double team there. Gets it across ice. Mary Parker picking it up. Almost got to it with her backhand, but couldn't quite finish the shot. Lexi Bender at the point now. She sends one through, almost deflected by Fluke. Comes to the half wall, Lauren Kelly. Boston still with control with about 4.5 minutes gone in this first period. Backhands it away from trouble. Parker will pick it up before Dostal. Gets it back down low. Fluke lost control of it. And Kendall Cornine looking to work it out. Again held in. This is what Boston does so well. A fluke lost in her skates there. Again trying to clear is Morse. She will not do so. Bender held it in, and finally Cornine can push it back out. Gets as far as the blue line. Boston trying to retouch that puck. They do so in the form of Lauren Kelly. Back the other way, a big stretch pass. Few tired legs on as that one's going to go down for an icing, and it will come back down to the Rivs end of the ice in front of the Lovisa Solander. And as I mentioned about Boston, they have never allowed the first goal in the previous 5 games they've played. Their first one of the season came against these Rivs in the matchup on October 5th, won that game 4-2. And this face-off coming to the blocker side right of Lovisa Solander. Boston able to win it back. And from the corner now goes right to the front, picking up that puck there. Loose was Simon, but couldn't get a shot off. Boston again tries to clear, held in at the point, sent farther down low by Kilduff. She has it back at the corner now from the half wall. Just missed hitting Shadalova. Now back the other way, a couple of Boston forwards. Mary Parker taking it in, swings wide with the backhand there around Dunn. But the Riveters pick it up, they go back down the other way. Good back and forth matchup between these two teams so far. Still waiting for our first score. About 6 minutes gone in period number 1. Around the far side now, Carton Bay trying to get that puck from Parker. A couple players have it stapled against the wall, and now it comes free to the corner. Still pushed there, Shadalova. And up and ahead, look, here's a break. Sullivan coming right in with length, just missed the shot. But a very good effort there, nearly a 2-on-1. And around the corner now, puck got into Madison Packer. She will look to clear. Lexi Lang was all over her. And again, Rivs trouble with this. It's picked up again by Wolfeiler. She goes right in, top shelf, just missed. And the rebound almost came out to Taves. And I'm sorry, that was Sullivan with the initial try. Hutchison trying to go farther ahead. Again, ran into by the body and keeps her down there. That was Taves. And now Rowe right at center ice. Almost took a slash there from Hutchison. She gets into the offensive zone, but nothing but Riveter jerseys around her. And Metropolitan will look to go farther ahead. Almost 7 minutes gone now in period number 1. Still looking for our first score between these two teams, and it's been a very good back and forth. But here's Kaylee Fratkin looking to get some room from herself. Couldn't go through the skates of Dostal. And in the corner now, Jillian Dempsey picks it up, was waiting there for possibly Fratkin in the middle, but it's gotten back to the point. Down low again, just past the captain. Dempsey right in front to Walther. As we're going to actually get a penalty called on Dempsey. So the Rivs to the first power play of the game with 12:52 to go in period number 1. Penalty kill so far for Boston has been very successful, top in the league. And Riveters will try to get that all-important first goal against this Boston team. They start out with a face-off, couldn't quite be cleared along the half wall. Rushton looks to play it farther down low. That one, I think, briefly went out of play, so we get another face-off. Might have been an offside there, I'm sorry, as it comes back to the neutral zone. And one back for the Riveters. Morse trying to bank it along the wall and entering the zone. Baker, but she loses control of the puck. Again, cleared by Boston. Rivs power play, 12:30 to go in period number 1. 1:37 remaining on their power play. And Madison Packer looking to build up all that speed. She goes into the corner, and you know how physical she's going to be from her many years here in the NWHL. And Packer in the corner, almost able to chip it around at the half wall. It's still battled for. Mary Parker got to it and just past Rustin out of the zone. As we get another stoppage and change here for these two teams. And you look back to the last season series between these two teams as well. It was 3 wins in 4 games for Boston, so Perhaps a bit of a revenge tour on the mind for the Riveters, as they've gotten off to definitely not the start Boston has this season, but to be frank, no team has gotten off to the hot start that the Boston Pride has. And with a bunch of speed, Hutchison right over the blue line, flying through the zone there, drops it off now and firing a shot just wide. That was Arnold. Lexi Bender tried to play it off the glass and out, but it's held by Packer. She goes back to the left point, couldn't get farther down low to one of her teammates, and now it could be a short-handed break with Taves and Lang, but Lang had to touch up, so it stops their momentum a bit there. And now the Pride will be content to play some catch. Only 32 seconds remaining on this power play, 11:22 in period number 1. Sent all the way back to Walther's net, as she will try to clear McKenna Brandon, aggressive on the forecheck, trying to take it away from Colleen Murphy. But as they do that, this aggressive Boston forecheck ticking precious time off that power play. To the left wing now, Packer, over the blue line. Run into there by Rowe, but she deflected that off the back of McKenna Brand as she salutes the fan who made a pretty good catch there in the crowd. And it will be the final 7 seconds of the power play in another neutral zone draw. Going to be Petunia taking it against Cornine. Part of that deadly RIT line, as I mentioned in the pregame, that these Riveters like to roll with. And it's dropped and one back to Rushton. She only enters the zone briefly, but now out of the box comes Jillian Dempsey. We're back to even strength with 10:48 to go in period number 1. And right back up past McKenna Brand, Cornine waiting for the forwards to touch up. Will instead just dump it back into the zone. And got there by Petunia. Couldn't get it to the middle of the ice. Dempsey will try to do so along the wall, but sent right back in at the end of her shift by Morse. Still waiting for her first goal of this game is in the corner. Good battle, tried to be gotten back up to the right point, but now Boston can go back the other way. Pass there just goes through Brand's skates, and she will recoil and now build up the speed right through center. Looking to go through every one of the Riveters, and she's almost does so. Gains the offensive zone. Back to the point now. Thought that was going to be touched by Petunia, but instead it's let go. And Rushton coming into the zone, dropped it off, but not one of her teammates. As we get another penalty call here for cross-checking. And it's going to be Kaylee Fratkin to the box. So not long after their first one ended, second power play of the evening for the Metropolitan Riveters. And a good salute again to the military there, as the Boston Pride have continued to do for every game here at Warrior Ice Arena. And it's getting played in front. Packer to the corner now. Bender trying to reach it out, and here's Fluke with it. One back to the point. Packer. Just playing a little catch now are the Riveters, and Emily Fluke sends it all the way down the ice. As we've got a minute 30 left on the Riveters power play, 9:22 to go in period number 1 now. And Packer going to take it right back in along the wall. Shuffles it farther down low. Gotten first to the Pride, but they can't quite clear. Murphy couldn't hit one of her teammates down low. Was looking for Hutchison, but now it's picked up at the low slot by Arnold. Forced wide to the circle now. And now looking back up top from the corner. And almost hugged into the wall there is Brooke Avery. And it goes back out. Murphy to the far side now. Hutchison makes a good move there around. Gets to the far side. Was looking for Packer on the doorstep. Couldn't quite get the pass to her. And a successful kill continues, but held in just a bit there by Murphy. A couple legs can change for the Riveters. They get it out in front again, waiting for it, and just shoved wide. Solander covers it. And she will keep that puck out. This remains a scoreless game. 29 seconds now left on the Riveters power play. 8:23 to go in period number 1. And Lovisa Solander, what impressive numbers coming into this game. Goals against average of just 1.71 and a 9.54 save percentage. As down low, another shot fired in on her. Able to stick it aside, almost throwing her stick to capture that puck. But she does so at the right post and makes the save. Continuing to live up to her new nickname around the NWHL world, Savelander. But she will get another face-off to her blocker side right. The Rivs will try to win with 17 seconds remaining on their power play. And back, Rushton fired through a bunch of traffic, but it's gotten by the Pride, and they clear all the way the full 200 feet. Final 10 seconds now. As that one was actually touched, and it will be a face-off right in front of Sam Walther in the far side circle. And won by the Rivs, but it looks like they'll only have time for one final rush. As 2-1 out of the box comes Fratkins, and right on cue, intercepted by Fluke. She fires one into the glove, save Walther. And Emily Fluke and her line in particular, really aggressive on that defensive end, getting a lot of steals, a lot of intercepted pucks especially. But a good flash of the glove for Sam Walther, new to this Riveters team over from the Connecticut Whale 1 season ago, as Lexi Bender fires a shot through. Couldn't hit Fluke right above the net, poked out of the air there by the blocker of Walther, and it comes back down. To Carton Bay along the half wall, she clears to the neutral zone. Tried to be shoved right back in by Bender. But now right in front of the Boston bench, it's gotten free. Rushing to try to get that puck was Shatilova, but now the Rivs take it right back in. Hit Carton Bay in the middle, but couldn't make a move around Bender to get a shot off. 7:23 to go now in period number 1. Still looking for a score. Pride looking to break out right now. And it's been very good aggressive nature from the Riveters trying to match them on that forecheck, as here's Lexi Bender. Couldn't quite make a move there around Kilduff, but it's not out. Bender, D to Kelly. She fires a slap shot. Bunch of traffic and met the stick first, though, of Simon. And the Rivs, again, just try to clear, but held in at the half wall. Carly Taves, puck stapled with her skate against the far side half wall. Can't quite move it farther down low. Lexi Lang looking to help her out, but it's lifted out of there at the end of her shift by Simon. Good off-ice pass. Lexi Lang enters the offensive zone. Lost control of that puck to Murphy, but she can't clear once again from the corner with some room now. Sent it to the middle. Lexi Lang was waiting for it, but forced wide now to the near side. And a good tie-up with Arnold. Sullivan trying to pave that puck farther along. We've got 6:21 to go in period number 1 now. Evenly matched game so far between the Pride and Rivs. And Fracken now going across ice over the blue line. Trying to make some room for himself. A couple good stick moves from a bad angle. Fires in on Walther. Couldn't get a rebound from one of her teammates. But still on the half wall. Tried to be sent farther down low for Brand, but now Hutchison will pick it up. But again, not out. Good hold in by Putina. Brand trying to make some room for herself around the half wall. Fires one, almost got a deflection in from Dempsey right in front of the net. Puck still free. Walther as well. The Pride players looking for it. Backhanded through by Brand. She didn't quite get it, and Walther falls on it and makes the save. Outstanding sequence, both offensively and from the goaltender, Sam Walther. And this remains a tie game with 5:45 to go in period number 1. Incredible sequence from number 70. Walther certainly acting like a wall there. As behind the Riveters net, a couple of sticks go flying as it's battled for. And finally picking it up is Cornine. She will look to take it out. Handling it by herself, forced to the right wing, making sure she touched up there was Morses coming right in with the backhand. Cornine couldn't quite get it in on Solander. In the counter rush, Rowe looking to go up now. Gives it to Emily Fluke. She's in over the left point. Makes a move around Morse at the half wall. Now turns on the brakes, sends it back to the blue line. Mastel looking for a shot. Almost got a deflection up high. Almost went in just above the glove of Walther, but wide of the net. Took a couple strange deflections that forced it to go higher up in the air. A flying saucer of a puck. Frantic final few minutes here as we're down to 4:47 left in period number 1. Icing going to be canceled out there as reinforcements rush from both benches. Good pick off there, right off of the bang from Carly Taves. She's forced a swing run from her forehand, couldn't dig it through. Denied right on the right post there by Walther. As I think we have an interference call. Yes, we do, and it's going to be Tatiana Shadalova headed to the box. So with 4:32 to go in the period, first Boston Pride power play of the evening. And a brilliant opportunity for them to strike. And with the power play started, one back to the point for Fratkin. They'll set up in the umbrella scheme, will the Boston Pride. Now McKenna Brand from the circle. Jillian Dempsey trying to fire away at the side of the net. Almost poked three by Soliotis down low. But Riveter is able to pick it up. Sam Walther really earning her keep in the late minutes of this period. But still with Boston control. Soliotis from the circle almost fired through into the splits. Walther making the save there. And goes back around to Horn again. Fratkin up top. Get it right back to her. Thought about a shot. Instead gives it. Across circle to circle now. And now Fratkin firing through. Couldn't get a deflection from Brand, who was the screen on Walther. Now at the far side half wall. Looking for their first clear was Madison Packer. Held in again by Fratkin. Some great work on the blue line. And again, a rebound comes free. Unable to finish that shot were Soliotis and Fratkin. And now it's cleared down ice. 1:05 to go on the power play. 3:35 to go in period number 1 for the Boston Pride. A plethora of chances so far, but Sam Walther remaining very tall in that cage. As looking for a penalty call there was Baker as she lost her stick, but it's dumped all the way back down into the end as Walther will have to cover up ahead of Emily Fluke. And as we mentioned, Sam Walther coming up from the Connecticut Whale where she was with last season. Record so far through 3 games, 1-2-0. Goals against average and a save percentage that doesn't look pretty, but she hasn't shown it so far in this game. Goals against average 4.84 and an 875 save percentage, but still batting 1,000 so far tonight. And Fratkin back to the blue line. Between her and Brand, looking for the shot down low. Almost tipped out of there by Packer. She's all over Brand, but Boston able to keep control in the power play. They've got 30 seconds left, and it's actually a 5-on-3. I didn't see the other player go to the wall. But an extended power play. Working with it now. Brand to Fratkin. Fires it through, and she scores! Kaylee Fratkin, the blue line wizard. She puts it through for her second goal, 6th point. And it's business as usual for the Boston Pride. They get the first goal of the contest and are ahead 1-0 with 2:50 to go in period number 1. And Kaylee Fratkin on the 5-on-3, which means the power play will continue for the Pride. They're right back in, dropping it off to Parker now, and Wolfeiler inside the net. Fluke scores! Bang, bang with the goal scoring. They're killing them with the special teams. Make it 2-0 Boston Pride, courtesy of number 11, Emily Fluke. And oftentimes this season, when it rains, it pours for this Boston Pride team. And just like that, already up 2. As both players now out of the box for the Riv, we're back to even strength hockey for the final 2.5 minutes of period number 1. And Riveters looking to go quick on this response shift as a couple players fall to their feet back there. Fluke to it once again. And that is goal number 3 for Emily Fluke, another one of those former Connecticut Whale players playing in this game, as she has the puck right on cue, gets it into the middle for Mary Parker, tried to make a good stick move around the center. And we will get another penalty call. A lot of trips to the box for both teams so far, but more so the Riveters. Trying to plead her case is Colleen Murphy, but she will nonetheless sit in the sin bin. And we will tick down to all but the final 3 seconds of this period on the Boston Pride power play, presented by American Giant, tough like the NWHL. Of course, that is barring that they don't get yet another power play tally. So far, 2 for 2 in this game. And body checking the official call on Murphy. This puck trying to be dug out of the near side corner, and finally is by Tori Sullivan. Taves back to the point. Fratkin was the first goal scorer for the Boston Pride earlier. Almost gets it through. Was looking for a redirect from Sullivan, who was waiting at the right post by Walther's net. And Taves from the half wall now, looking to create some room, gets it down low. Sullivan tried to hit Brand with a centering pass, but now it's picked up, and clearing it out of there will be Baker, getting it along the right wing to Cornine. And looks to go short-handed, does Baker. Almost had a wrist shot in. And Fratkin trying to get free of that near hold from Baker, but now dumped right back in. Taves drops it off for Dempsey. She plays it around the corner where Taves will pick it back up. Near side of the ice now. 1:05 remaining in period number 1. Boston Pride still on the power play for another minute. Jillian Dempsey in the corner. Trying to send it to the near side of the ice. Brand back up top, Soliotis. Brand, the goal scorer, the goal-scoring leader not only for the Pride but for the entire league. Can't quite be sent through. Soliotis back at the point. Winding up a shot. Fires one through off of the pads. Putina got the rebound but couldn't get a shot off. Brand in the dying seconds. She plays catch. Tap pass to Soliotis. Almost had one rise high as Dempsey was in front of the net. 30 seconds to go in the period now. Brand circling. Comes in from the dot. Fires high. Glove side and into the netting. And Walther, a good heads-up play to deflect that wide. And not only on the power play, but on even strength, those couple of players just so dangerous for the Boston Pride. 1, 2, 3 in points in the NWHL. You have Dempsey with 10, Brand with 9, Putina with 8. But that unit switches out for now. Final 25.8 of the period. Still a 2-0 lead for Boston. They look to increase it. Line to line, Kelly to Bender, and she thought she was still onside there, but not quite. So comes back out to neutral ice. They'll do it again in the face-off circle. Mary Parker wins it back. D to D between Bender and Kelly. Kelly will gain the offensive zone, able to chip it just past Packer. Almost picked up by Dosdall in the corner now, and now she and Kelly will battle for the puck in the final 5 seconds. Looking to get a final shot off. Almost comes to Bender, and the backhand by Parker in the dying seconds. Almost through, but Walther keeps it out. And that is how we will end the first 20 minutes of play here at Warrior Ice Arena. And it was all power play for the Boston Pride. That's how they're able to get their 2 goals. They get them courtesy of Kaylee Fratkin and Emily Fluke, respectively, for them their 2nd and 3rd goals of the year. And a familiar sight for the Boston Pride. They're ahead after 1 period of play. And the Metropolitan Riveters, really in every aspect of the game, I think, doing a great job at matching them, apart from getting themselves in penalty trouble. That's where, obviously, the Boston Pride have both their goals, and if they can keep this contest to 5-on-5, they've been very good on the forecheck. Sam Walther, apart from those 2 power play goals, has been very solid between the pipes, so I think we've still got plenty more of goal scoring and back and forth action to be done in this game. Going to try to get you just quickly the official shots on goal here. And through that first period, wow, was it lopsided. 23-5, the shots on goal in favor of the Boston Pride. And coming up in the second period, we'll have more action, and I'll have Anya Packer joining me on the call here, but we will take our extended break for now and be back for the next 20 minutes. And welcome back in, NWHL fans, to Warrior Ice Arena. The Boston Pride and the Metropolitan Riveters getting ready for the start of period number 2. I'm Sam Fryman with you on the call, and very happy to bring in former Connecticut Whale forward, now head of the NWHL PA, and occasional commentator for the Metropolitan Riveters, Anya Packer. Thanks for coming to the booth. Thanks for having me. This is the best game to be here. I love the Pride. I already said I thought they were going to win it all, and the Riveters are, my club right now. I work on their broadcast, and I'm, married to the captain, so I have to root for them too. Just a little bit of rooting interest in one of the teams. But coming into this period, 2-0, the Boston Pride up, and like I said early in the first period, it's just been a bit of same song, different verse with this team. When they get on you, they get on you early and make it just so difficult for you to come back from behind. It's the 6th game, every single game. They have not allowed their opponents to get that first goal. Have them constantly playing from behind is a good strategy. Absolutely. This team's on fire, and if they're on those special teams, you're in trouble. Well, we're underway for period number 2. Team switching sides of the ice, and Riveters quickly trying to get out there from the half wall there. Soliotis plays it farther down low. Dempsey going to try to get it into the corner ahead of Hutchison. And not quite able to take it out of the half wall there. Good press from the Boston Pride so far. They only get it as far as center and sent right back in. Coutinho left wing tried to get Brand in the middle to continue that NWHL goal-scoring lead. Now held back at the point. Soliotis across. Coutinho looking for an open lane, gets it down low, but past Walther's pads. And now will be battled for in the corner. Able to dig it back out. Finally are the Rivs. And push to the half wall, but not out, as handed out of the air by Fratkin. Gets it down low to Brand, looks for the centering pass, goes up high in the air and comes back down. Already a minute through, and a full court press from the Boston Pride early on. And now back out again, held in by Fratkin. She's just been a keep-in machine so far. Kaylee Fratkin. Recoil. I was going to say, Kaylee Fratkin's one of the most skilled defensemen out here. And Walther high out of the net to play it. And up now, here comes Baker, that RIT line out on the ice for the Riveters. As Baker lost her stick, so Boston able to touch back up on that puck, get a big stretch pass to the opposite wing, in comes Lexi Bender. Wolfeiler and Parker looking to join her. Throws on the brakes there from the corner, gets it down low. Wolfeiler almost lost in her skates and it's gathered back up and up ice. This is what the Riveters are doing this whole game. They're just giving the puck away into the center. That's where they need to kind of control their game, and then from there, they might be able to clear it. But the breakout's been tough. And with that aggressive Boston forecheck, just tough for any one of these Riveter lines to get going so far, as we're just under 2 minutes through the period. A good collision there in the near side, but held in by Rushton now. Looking to get some room for the circle. Wolfeiler almost took that puck away and almost kicked there right in front of the net by Baker. Now Emily Fluke, one of the goal scorers from that first period, takes it right back in as a full sail change is made for the Boston Pride. Riveters looking to work in transition. And again, just an intercept from that big stretch pass. The Riveters are going for those big stretch passes a lot like the Boston Pride, but just the Pride right now doing a much better job getting in those lanes and halting that progress. Totally. They're corralling the puck, they're moving it, they're getting good shots, and the Riveters just can't figure out that click yet. And a good pass attempt up there. And had to touch up did Shatilova, so it allows Boston to get back, and coming up the right wing row. Keeps control of the puck, drops it off for Lang now. Has some room for the circle, tried to backhand it to a teammate, but no one was quite in front of the net. Now ahead, Bobo Carton Bay, sticked off of that puck by Mastel, but now the Rivs can go back into the offensive end, but again, just no setup as soon as they get there. And a good stretch pass, that one taken away by Arnold. Looks to move up her left wing, has it on her forehand now. To her left is Murphy, coming in from the circle, only off of a body of Rowe, and that one goes high into the air and down into the netting. So a stoppage with 3.5 minutes gone in period number 2.
And you've seen that a few times where you got both Riveters defensemen jumping up into the play, and you've almost got to watch yourself. You don't want to get stuck with your third line out midway through their shift with 2D crashing into the net. It's just decisions like that are stopping the Riveters from really capitalizing in this game.
And if you're going to switch that approach of just the big stretch passes up in the middle, do you try to just constantly attack with 2 forwards or spread out the wings even more?
I think if you got someone stretching it like that, you kind of have to lay back a little bit, but also look for a flat pass. So if I'm coming up the left side of the ice and I'm looking for a far stretch, my right wing is wide open. So there's a lot of movement that can go laterally as opposed to horizontally up this ice.
North-south versus an east-west game. Perfect explanation of it there. That's a good stretch pass ahead for Brand. She's ahead of the defense, comes in for the circle, fires, glove save, Walther.
And that's what we need from Walther. It's some of those things that just give a goalie a little bit of confidence. She played tremendous in the first period, and 2 quick goals can really change how she's feeling. So that save right there just reminds us all that Walther's not going anywhere, and she's ready to compose herself coming into the second.
And if you want to make a save for confidence against anybody, how about the leading goal scorer in the NWHL? And it will be another offensive zone draw for the Boston Pride. Dempsey line still out there, and it's won by the Riveters now. About 4 minutes gone in period number 2. Riveters trying to get back in this game. They're down 2-0. Brand, another one of those big stretch passes, got into the middle and now off to the left wing. Putinha enters the offensive zone, almost held in by Dempsey, but goes back down ice now. And the Riveters continue to be sharp with the clearing attempts as they still run right there. Almost had numbers, but couldn't quite corral that as cleanly as she wanted to. Brooke Baker. And a good tap pass off of the wall. Again, Fluke trying to come with Brand. Has some room. A good backhanded pass.
Oh.
One-timer, she scores!
That was pretty. That's the kind of goal. When you watch, like I said, you're going north to west, or north to south, and then you quickly go east to west. Emily Fluke saw her coming down the wide side. She turned her body, she stretched herself out, and she leaned into that shot. She dropped down to a knee. I mean, that's a pretty goal.
Just a brilliant pass there, wing to wing from Fluke to Brand. And number 17 for the Boston Pride, as the social hashtag goes, continues to stay on Brand. Her leading 7th goal of the season so far. And she will now tie her teammate Jillian Dempsey atop the points list. That's now 10 for both of them. And Emily Fluke make that also a multi-point game for her as she now has a goal and an assist, her first one as a member of the Boston Pride.
If I'm the Riveters, I'm trying to contain this energy, and I'm trying to move it up the other side of the ice and work them down low because they have the long change here. You have Boston almost 3 zones away from their D zone right now.
Well, just trying to get it out of their zone are the Riveters now, and they do so, but not to one of their teammates. But a much more aggressive man-to-man press I'm seeing already on this response shift, and that's exactly the kind of defense you want to try to steal some of those pucks away, get momentum going back in your direction.
Completely. This rink is tough when you're the opposite swap team, so in the second period you're going to see all season here the longest change for each club.
And another good takeaway there. Fluke in on it. Lexi Lang just denied on the left post by Walther. You know she loves to go to the front of the net as again one fired in. Walther with the gut save this time.
I think watching 3 Langs go through this program has been tremendous, and watching Lexi really take this and elevate it. I mean, her sister Denna's in the corner, and you know her whole fan club's always here, and she works her butt off.
3 members, all of them playing for this Boston Pride team, and as I've told fans before, if there are any still brand new ones and you haven't yet looked up the story of Denna Lang, one of the best sports and redemption stories I've read in a long time.
She's a tremendous person, and honestly, every single bit of her soul emits like this glowing yellow energy. She's honestly like infectious to be around.
Matching those Boston Pride jerseys for sure. And the Riveters again, just taking it back out. Madison Packer, captain of this team, up the right wing, runs up a big slap shot, but well wide of the cage. Rebound able to be gotten though by Morse. Down low at the opposite end, taken away by Wren now. So the Riveters not looking afraid to throw their bodies around too whenever these Boston players step onto the puck, especially when they're trying to clear out of their own end as they are right now. And along the boards, now Fracken held it in. She tries to send it farther down low. Centering pass couldn't be done there. And now here come the numbers for the Rivs. Morse at the end of her shift backhands it into the zone. And McKenna Brand couldn't get it back out, held in by Russian. She has some room. She has Cornon going to the net easily into the glove of Lavisa Solander. She makes the save.
I'm going to give a lot of credit to the Goalie Guild. I watch all their clip breakdowns on Twitch, and when they kind of talked about Solander and how she stays within her crease and how she stays really flat on her goal line, I thought, wow, that's going to be tough to play against. And all season, she's really defined herself as one of the best goalies in the league, and she's proven it.
And also what I love about her is a shot goes right there. Looking at her, she doesn't have the traditional stance of what you would call a 2019 goalie. A little more of that old school 90s sort of stand-up style, which you really don't see anymore from goaltenders, but for her, it works so effectively.
Oh, yeah. 6'2" on skates. I'm trying to shoot low, I think, and she's so quick down and up. I don't know what I would do. Give it to my wife.
A good strategy that perhaps the Rivs will employ on their bench as it's almost taken away there now, but the Riveters have a chance. Down low, trying to turn with it. Here's Cornine, almost gets tripped up and now taken by Soliota. She will try to lift it out of the zone and gets it back to center ice. So trying to collect, and it's been good line matches also for the Riveters and trying to really match line on line, high energy with high energy and the like. As that one goes for an icing call there, so a stoppage with exactly 12 minutes to go in period number 2. Boston still holding on to a 3-0 lead.
You're saying they're trying to match lines, and I think that's where the Riveters and the Boston just aren't competitive yet. The third line for the Pride is just tremendous. You know, they could be a second line on many clubs. So really where you see this two-pair line up, that's when we have the biggest trouble for the Riveters.
Well, you have that third line out there now. That's Lexi Lang, Carly Taves, Tori Sullivan. None of these girls playing like rookies so far this season. Hard to believe that all of them are in the NWHL. And back up top, Lauren Kelly with it with 11:40 to go in period number 2. And thinking about a pass back to Kelly was Carly Taves, but she had moved off to the center of the ice. So Boston recoils here as the Riveters get some changes just beyond the blue line. Try to be tapped forward by Lang, but she needed to touch up.
That's a smart play by Dunn to get the line, put it down deep, and then make a change for her club. It's hard. Like I said, this long change is really just challenging for the defensemen.
And that's also what Boston, that's one of their strategies of just how they wear down teams. They force you into that long shift. As a good gut save by Solander right there.
She almost caught her off guard there. She was kind of looking for the shot up high, and then it caught her in the middle. I thought it might have snuck through that blocker side, but she corrals the puck cleanly.
And the Madison Packer line switches up now. Both the number 14s out there on ice. Both of them wear number 14, Jillian Dempsey, Madison Packer. Both captains of their club and both original NWHLers from the very beginning. And Putina going to take it up ice. Good stretch pass for Brand. Almost in ahead of Arnold. They're just wide of the post. As McKenna Brand using that lightning speed to get in along the wing. And she has it now in the corner, but taken away from her by Murphy. Tries to clear, but forced into the center now. Clogging those lanes still are the Boston Pride. Earning every clear-out attempt now are the Riveters. And Murphy stretch pass to Avery. But picked up on the net. Packer trying to tip it there on front. She gets it with the backhand. Almost sends it through now. Has control again. A backhanded shot goes just wide of the cage. And Pride just get it out, but only as far as center. Recoiling is Cornine. And she will flip it in, going to give it chase to the corner. At least Packer thought she would, but that goes for a hybrid icing call. 10-11 to go now in period number 2. And as I was mentioning with this Madison Packer line, you know, especially number 14, she's going to charge immediately to the front of the net, just try to get every passing attempt she possibly can to one of her teammates. And that was one of the most effective offensive shifts, I think, so far in this game for the Rivs.
Totally. 5 goals or 5 shots in the first period. They really need to crank this up. So Pack getting 3 right there, moving the body, constantly getting to the front of the net, trying to get shots on. That's what you need from a power forward.
And they were looking to go 3-on-2 back the other way. Almost did so. Into the zone, trying to push it farther ahead. Once again is Cornine. She goes right in, now swings right from the circle. A hard hit in the corner there also. And that's going to be a delayed penalty call as Walther was heading to the bench. And that's going to be a body checking. And heading to the sin bin will be Alyssa Wolfeiler. So another power play opportunity for the Metropolitan Riveters, and it couldn't come at a more opportune time, more than halfway through this period, and they need to erase that 3-goal deficit.
Totally. They need to pop one in right here, get her Slander off her feet, off her feet, and get a puck in the back of the net. And from there, they can start building some momentum. Every single time the Riveters get a power play, they have to corral that energy and think, when am I going to get this opportunity again, and drive on it. They take a little bit too much time passing the puck around. They're not getting shots hard on the net, and they're not breaking down and trying to tip it in front. This goalie is so solid that the way that they're going to score is by getting somebody like a Madison Packer and get that tip in front so that they're putting a shifty goal on net, or shifty shot on net for a goal.
Out there, the penalty killers now. Rivs trying to get control of it. Packer pass down low, went off with a body there, Soliotis. But now still trying to control it. 9.5 minutes to go in this period number 2 if you're watching us here on Twitch TV. And circled back around now. Hutchison to the far side. Packer sent one, but skipped wide of the blue paint. Rivs still with control though. They get it from the half wall and fluke to it now and cleared down ice. Parker thought about trying to make a run short-handed there, but Walther gets to that puck first. And right back in. Comes Hutchison trying to turn with it. All the way around the caves. Lexi Bender, a couple good stick taps trying to get that puck away from her. As a shot to the side of the net. Avery was looking for Packer to pick up that garbage on the offensive net. But now coming in, Carly Taves tries to go forward, back, and big pad save by Sam Walther. And we've seen this Pride team out a couple of shorthanded changes, but what robbery there. As Madison Packer goes right back in with the backhand. And Lavisa Solander, she makes a save as well.
That would have been a painful goal for the Riveters there. So watching Walther come up big, her team comes with a full head of steam, gets a good shot on, gets the rebound, corrals another shot on. That's the kind of energy you need when you do break down like that. Having your goalie have your back and then getting the puck immediately and turning up ice with numbers, because you have someone low that obviously just shot the puck and someone in the box, you can capitalize.
Sam Walther earning her keep, and Carly Taves did almost capitalize, but the Rivs, they go right back to work. Back to the top of the circle and now to the side. Cornine firing a shot and she scores.
Kendall Cornine has had a breakout season. The kid loves to shoot the puck, and that's what you need. When you're a rookie and you're shifty and you can get that puck on net in some really quirky angles. I mean, that was a beautiful glove side low shot. I think it was posted in, if not goalie guild, correct me, but that's a great shot by just a shooter. And I always say this to Pack, I'm like, shooters are gonna shoot, and if you have that mentality and you're making that play down the wall, you're gonna put the puck in, you know, and that's really the game changer for a young, chippy shooter like Cornine in this league.
And boy, has she been a hot goal scorer to start this season for the Riveters, making 4 games and four goals in 4 games for number 10. And she has the momentum on the side of the Riveters now. It's a 3-1 game with 8:11 to go now in period number 2.
Starts with good puck movement. It starts with smart heads-up hockey, and then just starts with shooting the puck at a goalie and trying to get that puck to flop in there.
And Mallory Rushton and Brooke Baker, they officially get assist credit on that goal. So that's going to be the team leading 4th assist also for Mallory Rushton. And every member of that RIT line, how about that, getting credit on that goal.
That's
Teammates
tremendous.
Always work together from colleges to the pro ranks.
Yeah, I'm going to say there's probably a lot of goals that look like 1, 2, 3 in the NCAA stat book. So,
But taken right back away. What a play from Wolfeiler to get it down low. A spinorama results in a near immediate response goal for the Boston Pride, and once again picking up the slack on the goal sheet, Emily Fluke. And that was just a goaltender caught in the old-fashioned spin cycle, I think.
Yeah, from this angle, it looked like she almost had somebody in her crease. I mean, with no goal review, what are you going to do? But that's tough. That's a greasy goal. That's what you want your third line to do.
And mere seconds after the Riveters have cut the deficit to 2, it's back up to 3. Emily Fluke, her second of the night. So it's now 4-1. And that's an offensive replay. You're going to want to play plenty of times for that little spin move there. As right down low, the Rivs getting some golden chances. Again, these response shifts have been so feisty for both teams. They're really starting to feel each other differently than they did the first couple periods. And going to be a delayed call here as Lexi Lang touches up on the puck. Solander going to go to the bench. And as Rushton touches it, it will be holding. And Kendall Cornine, the goal scorer, will head to the box.
If I'm Walther, I'm frustrated. I mean, you want your D to move the puck out in front there. And when you're constantly making these beautiful saves and then this garbage goes in, and not that the goal is not good. I mean, goal's a goal. But, like, as a goalie, if this garbage goes in, you're looking at your D-men saying, move these people. What are we doing?
Frustrating times for the goalie, and I will continue to give all the credit in the world to Sam Walther. Some of the saves she's made in this game, this score could be a lot worse than it is right now. But Boston Pride back to the power play where they have already scored twice in this game, looking to set it up. Lexi Bender. Side-to-side pass. Lauren Kelly going to enter at the left point, tries to get past Dosdell there. And works to the front of the net again, held by the pad as a couple players crash the net once again in on Walther.
6:37 left in the period, and Sam Walther honestly just needs some support. Things like that, goalies getting crashed into, people in the crease getting right into her feet. I mean, you just got to stop it. I mean, if the Riveters get out of the box and they start playing the front of the net like they're protecting their house, they're going to start, getting some more chemistry here. But the more trash they allow in the front of their net, the more frustrated their goalie is going to get.
And right back along the blue line, one of the goal scorers, Fratkin, has that deadly slap shot. Takes one right there, but saved Walther, excuse me.
Kaylee Fratkin's shot is deadly. Watch that girl spread out on the top. Now that she's playing in an umbrella, it's just a really dangerous power play. So watching the Pride shift to an overload to this umbrella has been a really nice change for their power play unit.
And they will set up once again with that top forward line out there as Soliotis hands out that one. But they get it back to center, at least do the Rivs. We've got 6:15 to go in period number 2. Just over a minute left on the Boston power play now as referee got in the way of that puck just a little bit. Allows Avery a chance to go shorthanded. She's tied up in the corner now, but couldn't get it to one of her teammates. Now Soliotis takes an extra shove for good measure. As the Pride a little trouble just to clear it out of their own end right now, and that one goes right to Murphy. But the Rivs, they will take all the time they want to kill off this power play, and they get some fresh legs on now.
And I think everyone, may have missed it, but Kate Leary now back with the club. She was at a coaching engagement, so to see her at a new little level to the Pride, or excuse me, the Rivs here.
And another great pass from Dempsey down low to Brand there. Walther spread out and the pads make the save, but now the Pride can get set up. Final 20 seconds of the power play to the opposite circle. Soliotis down low was looking for Dempsey. Another huge save by Walther, but she's lost her stick. She has a player stick in her hand right now. Again, almost could be gotten down low. Final 7 seconds of the power play. Still unable to get that goalie stick as Walther. Still big opportunity for the Pride from the circle. They get it down low again. Hit aside with a glove of Walther. We're back to even strength with 5:05 to go.
And that's frustrating because Morse can't pick up her stick. She has to use no stick. She can't touch the goalie stick.
And now a possible 3-on-1 right back in from the Pride. Dempsey, Brand, Putinha back to one another. Couldn't finish on the doorstep again. Walther makes these saves with a player stick. And now we get a much-needed stoppage of play, and you see in just the attitude
too many men.
Too many women on the ice, but you saw at the opposite end of the ice, Sam Walther, when she was finally able to throw that stick away, she was like, my God, goodness that's over.
Yeah, she just did a magic trick with that one. She had a player's stick. She was discombobulated. Somebody hit her again, which I think the Riveters really need to take a look in the mirror here. Someone hit their goalie. She lost her stick, and then she made about 6 tremendous saves.
And we'll see if that aggression comes out, and certainly Sam Walther's going to be pushing them perhaps to do so. But in the box will go Jillian Dempsey for that too many ladies on the ice penalty, and with 4:34 to go, back to the power play for Metropolitan. Packer looking to set it up, gets in over the right point. And now given back to Packer at the blue line. To Murphy with some room, block it aside, just unable to get that rebound was Kate Leary, and sent back out to center. But Kate Leary, you mentioned, she's back in action and giving a big boost to this top unit. And Murphy's still recoiling in her own end, just waiting for some fresh eggs now. And Hutchison will take it through the middle. Leary gains the zone and now will drop it off. But run into the half wall by Mary Parker, and she will clear it out and in. And when you're able to force those forwards, especially to the half wall as Morse goes in a little early, when you take away that middle lane, especially when a team's trying to rush in on the power play, you can get a lot more aggressive, a lot more body on body, I think, in trying to clear that puck right back out.
Completely. You have it dead on. You know, when you're flooding those zones, especially on the break in, they're coming with so much speed that you really want to disrupt them quickly. So right on that half wall was a great stop by the Pride.
Just under a minute left in the power play, 3:39 to go in period number 2. Rivs looking to get right back in this game. Big slot, rebound comes free.
Yeah, that was
and
a big
penalty.
penalty.
Another penalty going to be called here, cross-checking.
I'm going to give you the honest truth, though. If they didn't take that penalty, that would have been a goal. Brooke Baker was on the doorstep, and the puck just popped right out, almost on her tape. And I believe it was Lexi Bender put her right down with a cross-check and honestly saved the goal. I mean, a 5-on-3 is not something you want to give up with a hot team right now, and I think, adding Kate Leary really added a little oomph to this team, but you don't even have her out here. You have Cornine, you have Baker, and you have Packer there on the front.
And you mentioned with Lexi Bender taking that penalty, almost one that she needed to, and she had a little smirk on her face as she went to the penalty box, knowing perhaps that she saved a goal. But now a 5-on-3 for just over 40 seconds for the Riveters now. Big opportunity. Here comes a big slap shot fired in and just wide by Rushton. Goes behind the cage now. Into the corner, stretching to keep that puck in was Morse, and she just had her stick back over the blue line, and it's just those little undisciplined mistakes like that are keeping the Rivs out from being closer in this game right now.
Yeah, that's one of those mistakes you just simply don't want to make. I mean, these players out there are trying to just get every single ounce of this 5-on-3, and that whistle and that pull out of the zone just takes some time away.
So 15 seconds until Dempsey is out of the box. Another good setup here from the Rivs.
Just want to correct somebody on the Twitch stream. Nick, they absolutely have workers' comp insurance. There is insurance, just to clarify.
And right in front of the blue paint, a couple of players whacking away at it. Gotten back now to Packer. Tries to create some room at the circle. Out of the box comes Dempsey. It's back to a standard power play. Morse from the blue line. And looking at the corner right now. Gets it away. Rushed in the goal scorer. Again fires it through, but wide of the cage. There's a lot of jostling for traffic in front of the net right now, and finally it's gotten back to center by the Pride. 2:25 to go in the period now, and 50 seconds to work on the Rivs now. 5-on-4 power play. Packer in from the circle looking to drop it off. Will instead take it by herself. Goes just wide of the cage. The Pride couldn't get it cleared just there. Almost held in by the body of Colleen Murphy. Good effort to do so, but still forced to recoil.
Yeah, Madison was looking for the pass off the pads there. We call it a pop in hockey. And when you just lightly give it to the pads like that, it will just put itself right in front, right on someone else's tape. So a selfless play there.
And that's what you want your captain to do. Create those plays and not just be all about the goal scoring for themselves. Cornine almost got it in at the half wall, but batted out of the air now by Suliotis. Shifts it up to Carly Taves. 4 seconds left in the power play. Pride looking to go shorthanded. Suliotis dishes it off now, firing one through. Again, a glove save out of the air by Walther as the power play expires. Minute 31 to go now in the period. And some great shorthanded chances for the Pride, and especially right as the power play ends. Those are the kind of rushes the Riveters don't want to give up. But even strength now, they get a face-off in their own end of the ice. And again, in front of the extra hard-working Sam Walther, how she's been tonight, although she has let 4 past her. And past the red line, rushing to get that puck was Nicole Simon. Into the corner battle of the number 5s there. That's Bender and Kilduff. And still forced against the half wall, but it gets centering pass across to the opposite circle to Simon. And then the final minute. Again, a good clear out of there. Brand with some room at the circle as Puccini at the opposite circle. Fired off and just getting a stick on that at the last second. Great defensive play by Kilduff.
She comes to us from the Minnesota State University, so really strong defender, and right there she lays the body out. She is not afraid to give it up for the team.
Final 38 seconds of the period, trying to get a couple final rushes in are both of these teams. Jillian Dempsey couldn't quite drop it off or send it through the legs there of Hutchison. And back at center ice row, we'll look for a final stretch pass to Butinia. 23 seconds to go now. And now Nicole Arnold picking it up, still looking for her first points of this 1920 NWHL campaign. Got a little tripped up there. And Pride will try to send out maybe one final shot here for a buzzer beater. Rowe from the blue line, couldn't get it through all that traffic with Dempsey battling Arnold right in front of the net.
Those are the giveaways that you just want to see eliminate. So if I am Evo, I walk into this locker room and I say, she's not getting a shutout. You've absolutely gotten one past her at this point. We need to protect the front of the net, protect the house, make sure the front from like the goal line all the way up to the hash marks and over is completely clear of all gold jerseys, and then you make sure that the players are going to start shooting the puck and being aggressive on it. When you get that Riveters team that's protecting the front of their goalie, they're being gritty, they're getting shots on net, they're really hard to play against. But right now I think the late turnovers and the soft passes to one another just have to stop. Even right at the end there, we had 2 transitions of puck possession, 2 tape-to-tape, Riveters to Boston defensemen, and they're too good. You can't do it.
A good team, and it's tough to just not get down on yourself with plays like that. But Boston, they had 2 in this period, 1 on the board for the Riveters. They get that courtesy of Kendall Cornine, and adding the goals for the Boston Pride, Emily Fluker, second of the night, as well as the league-leading 7th for McKenna Brand. And that is where we stand after 40 minutes. And you talked about adjustments going into this period. Everything just needs to be sharpened. And with a couple of the very athletic plays Sam Walther has made in this game, you can bring the aggression to the third period. If you get a couple bounces to go your way, and especially just those rushes and passes to connect, this game's not over for you.
No, absolutely. This game is far from over. If I'm the Pride, I'm not on my heels, but I'm ready for a hungry team. The Pride are so fast and they're so good, and they have that tic-tac-toe momentum. It's not working here. When they get those point-blank shots on Walther or something really greasy in front, kind of like I was saying about Packer, a pass off the pads and something light in front to make a mess, they're going to put it in. The Riveters aren't doing a good job clearing the front of the net. But on the flip side, if you're the Riveters, you're not afraid of that. You're going to let them go with pace, and then when you do, you can create an odd man rush. I don't think they've capitalized enough on the odd man rushes that they can create when the Pride are just pushing the pace. So there's a lot of pluses to the Pride's game, but then there's a lot of ways to expose it. Let's see if the Riveters have it in their tool belt to do that.
A lot of great analysis on the Riveters. Anya, I thank you very much for joining me this period, and for all the fans on Twitch, we will have her back for the second period of tomorrow's game as well, providing some great insight. But 4-1, that's where we stand after 40 minutes. The Boston Pride leading. We will take our extended break here on Twitch and be back with the final period of play here at Warrior Ice Arena. And welcome back in, NWHL fans, to Warrior Ice Arena, getting set for the start of period number 3 between the Boston Pride and the Metropolitan Riveters. 4-1, the Boston lead. The Boston Pride lead after 40 minutes. My big thanks once again to Anya Packer for joining me for the second period, providing some very good insight that only a former player can really provide, I think. Certainly a lot the Rivs need to do to get back in this game. Sam Walther, she's made the big saves when she's needed to. Hasn't always gotten that defensive support in front of her. But that's why they play the game. That's why they have 20 more minutes left to try to salvage something here. Reminding you of the goal scorers so far in this game for the Boston Pride. It's Jillian Dempsey, McKenna Brand, and Emily Fluke with 2 on the evening. The lone goal for the Metropolitan Riveters belongs to Kendall Cornine. But puck is dropped, and we are underway for the start of period number 3. Boston off of the opening draw, looking to get forward quickly. They dump it quickly down for an icing call into the Metropolitan end of the ice. And I think you also have to say for the Riveters, just a bit undisciplined so far. They've been in the penalty box quite a few times so far in this game, allowed 2 Boston power play goals in a bang-bang amount of time that got them up 2-0 early in the first. But now right off of the draw here, right in on Solander's pads. That was a good shot fired through by Leary. And Lovisa Solander, she's only faced 19 shots so far, hasn't had to work quite as hard as Sam Walther has, but always just a brick wall back there for this Boston team. She's been doing that all season long. And Rivs trying to control in their end right now. Leary almost got it in the corner, but Boston Pride getting to it first. And from the half wall, just keeping that in was Dosdell, but now it's flipped ahead. Taves was looking for Sullivan. Now she gets it to her. Lexi Lang coming to the middle. Stretch pass just broken up by Packer before it could get to number 16 on Boston. Near side corner now. Lang battling for it again with Dosdell. Bender trying to send it to the front. Only went off of the shins of Madison Packer. And the Metropolitan captain will pick it back up. One of a few players in this game who has played all 5 years in the NWHL, that being her, Kira Dosdell, and Jillian Dempsey, as well as Kaylee Fratkin on Boston. And sending it right back in. Almost was numbers for the Riveters. Leary trying to get it in the corner there from Kelly. As we're just over a minute through period number 3, we thank you for joining us on Twitch TV and all the fans who have joined us for both games today. As coming right back in, Mary Parker fires! Top shelf and scores! It was a near 2-on-1 coming in with Alyssa Wolfeiler. And it may have been tough for Mary Parker to get some goals early in this year, but she's now got 2 in her last 2 games, make it 5-1 Boston Pride. Just a minute and 29 seconds into period number 3. Mary Parker, her second of the season. Off of another just brilliant odd woman rush. Nothing Sam Walther could do about that one. It was sent to the top blocker side. And now Rivs really in the danger zone trying to get back in this game, but Rebecca Moore's going to try to do so, moving up with Cornine and Rushton. Gets into the zone, rims it around the wall. Boston again there, quick to get those pucks out of there. And into the middle, Mary Parker gets it to the right wing for Wolfeiler. The two of them just led to that goal. Wolfeiler trying to get one in a row and hands it off to Fluke. She fired one through. She's trying for the hat trick on the evening. Is number 11 for Boston. Fratkin from the near side corner couldn't quite get it through. But 5-1 where we stand now. About 2.5 minutes gone in period number 3. And Sullivan couldn't quite send it into the middle. Again, Rivs just getting stuck trying to get it out of their own end. That's been what Boston has done so well against really every team they've played so far. As an offside called there, as it will go outside the blue line for another face-off. And also, big thanks to all the fans who have been clipping together some of these goals, some of these highlights here in the Twitch chat. I definitely love to see that, making it available not only for all of us as broadcasters, but for the rest of the fans as well. So you all get a big thumbs up from me. But now going back the other way, a 2-on-1 developing. Here's Taves coming in. She fires one, was looking for a rebound from Sullivan. She couldn't quite get to it. And Carly Taves has been one of those Boston queens of the odd woman rushes, a strong forechecking game as well, as it's gotten back to the point for Fratkin. She tries to send a bouncer through just wide of the cage. Taves picks it up. Couldn't quite go for the wraparound again. And from the half wall again, Rivs will try to work it out. They only dump into the zone, racing for that puck. Shadalova trying to get it ahead of Fratkin, and number 17 for the Rivs will get to it, albeit after a big collision. And backhanded through, fired from the circle, just wide and covered now. As entering the game is Victoria Hansen, a goaltending change for the Boston Pride, so job well done for Lavisa Solander. And getting a little bit of action is Hansen. Always good to see her in the cage. And with a 4-goal lead, why not? Give your goaltender some more experience. She's taken a bit of a backseat to Solander this year, but looking from her college days is still a very good goaltender in her own right as she proves it right there. And a lot of shoving as the net becomes dislodged there. Just looking behind the cage, it was Hutchison. Didn't quite see who she was shoving. And Hansen gets up, all well and good. And it's going to be both Hutchison and Kelly for that little toss-up behind the cage going to the box. So with 16:22 to go in period number 3 now, we will get a 4-on-4. And I will agree with Goalie Guild in the chat there, although they're different from the Boston Pride colors. Some sick red pads for Victoria Hansen. And off of the face-off draw there, Boston trying to run it through. And those red pads, of course, Victoria Hansen coming out of BU in Hockey East. She was the goalie champion and all-star in her senior year in that league, but now right back up. Chance for the Riveters. Here comes Leary. Tried to split the D, and closing up that wall was Renan Rowe. Unconventional, but good defensive play there to stop the streaky number 28. And from the center line, Rowe gives it off to Parker. And an assist gets added to number 9, Tori Sullivan on the last goal. Is a big trip up there to Leary, but no call administered to Rowe as Boston will try to take the puck back the other way, and another trip on the opposite end. Things getting a little chippy between these two teams here. But it's what's to expect if one team is down 4 goals. They want to play with that little bit of aggression just to try to salvage something in this contest. And up the wing now, Brand gains the offensive zone, gives it away to the captain. Dempsey fires through from the circle, rebound comes out, Brand almost had it, but a couple big pad saves from Sam Walther. And she's had more than a few of those in this contest so far. And Rushton looks to come through, couldn't get into the middle for Cornine. Cornine, the lone goal scorer so far for the Rivs. And right back in transition, McKenna Brand looks to halt there. Doesn't get it back to the point. Dempsey down low behind the cage, working with it. Almost came out at the post, but able to collect that puck was Kira Dosdell. The longtime NWHL veteran, but playing her first game as a good intercept and coming right back in. Brand holds on the brakes just wide of the cage. McKenna Brand really trying for her second goal of the night, and she's had a couple really good chances off of some takeaways from her teammates. And with open ice, going to create some more room. But both players are out of the box right now. So we're back to even strength hockey. 14-14 to go in period number 3. Lexi Langan on that forecheck trying to steal the puck away from Arnold, but she will send it down ice into the Rivs end. And tipped back away just as quickly. And trying to beat out that icing call, Sullivan, she will do so. Finds Taves in the middle just through his skates, but racing to keep that back in was Fratkin. At least she thought she had off of the bench. Nonetheless, a very good effort, but that faceoff will come out to the neutral zone. And another good play there, and looking at it on replay, it was just that close for Kaylee Fratkin. But the Pride, they will get it right back in. Mary Parker forced for the corner, trying to muscle her way through, as all over her was Shadalova. And again, Parker keeps it in. From the corner, gets it down low to Wolfeiler. Efficient passing for the Boston Pride so far, but almost double teamed there on the half wall. Pride still with control. Down low, Fluke trying to feed it out. Only goes back to the blue line. Soliotis to the half wall now. Wolfeiler dropping it off. Soliotis trying to make a move there around Shadalova. Forced back to the blue line, but now goes to the circle. Parker couldn't quite center it as charging to the front of the net was Emily Fluke. You know that's what she's going to do. Soliotis creates some room. Tries to fire high from the circle again. Almost off of the mask there of Walther. And after a couple great shots on goal, the Riveters finally able to clear and get a much-needed change, and that's just been the theme of their evening as we're 7 minutes through period number 3, but almost a good takeaway there. Pride able to avoid trouble as running into Madison Packer was Mallory Soliotis. And Riveters right back in transition. Packer with a ton of room now for the circle. Wrist shot looked high but couldn't beat Hansen. And Madison Packer really showing why she wears that. See, another deflection almost in. As Packer again was going to the front of the cage. Pride a little bit of a struggle to clear now as getting tripped up and taking the puck away, and that's going to be a penalty call. As it was Dempsey nearly flying through the air and Kate Leary going to head to the box, and the penalty troubles unfortunately continue for the Rivs. They will be shorthanded once again with 12:31 to go in period number 3. But you got to love them being aggressive, especially down 4 in this game. But another power play opportunity for the Boston Pride. They will able to get their their third extra woman tally as they are able to win the faceoff. Rowe and Mastel, the defense ladies, back on this power play unit. Still the typical forwards up front of Brand, Dempsey, and Putina, and a quick clear for the Rivs all the way down ice. And Rowe gathering now, gets it to the left wing. Dempsey trying to make a move there around Cornine. She does. Gets the puck into the offensive zone, but not quite with her attached to it. And the Rivs get another quick clear. 12 minutes to go in period number 3 now. 1:26 to go on the Boston Pride power play. Is looking to work shorthanded again. Kendall Cornine has 3 players all over her. Almost a spinorama through the skates of Mastel. Looking for the front of the net, but now a good stretch pass. Streaking to the front, Putina. Brand was looking for her, couldn't quite get the pass off. And behind the cage, still working for control of that puck. Dempsey gets to it for Boston. About halfway through the power play now, trying to create some room at the circle, but now back to the point. Kelly Fratkin to Christina Putina to the opposite end. Brand was waiting on the doorstep, couldn't get a one-timer. And up the wall and across. Rowe from the blue line. She tees up a shot. Skipped just past Putina as well as Arnold there. But now Fratkin around the cage. Gives it to Brand. 39 seconds left on the power play. Brand goes into the middle. The side of the net. Dempsey tries to fire but caught and held once again by Walther. And you definitely have to give a call for a star of this game to Sam Walther. Hasn't quite had the team out in front of her, but she has done her darndest to keep the Riveters where they are in this game. And Boston now up to 46 shots on goal. Talked to Paul Mera last week. He says he always wants his team to try to get up to that 50 goal mark. They're only a couple away from doing so now. There's another stoppage. 10:57 to go in the period. Still 26 left on the penalty assessed to Kate Leary. Another draw won by the Boston Pride. They get it back to the point. Fratkin looking for that open lane. Will take the slap shot herself. Almost deflected this way and that. And now the rebound comes out and they score. Both Walther and Lexi Lang were looking for it, but the one waiting on the doorstep is Carly Taves, and she gets the finisher with the power play goal. Make it 6-1 for the Boston Pride. Taves' 4th of the season. That puts her now 2nd on the team in that category, behind only McKenna Brand. And we will listen up for who may get the assists on that goal. Should be perhaps Fratkin and another. Lexi Lang as well as Kaylee Fratkin getting assist credit. So Fratkin, she will continue to climb that list for assists by a defenseman as Cornine going right back out on the answer shift. Couldn't get one through on Hansen as we're just about now halfway through period number 3, and it continues to be all Boston Pride here. As again, a good shot from the corner. Bad angle try from Brooke Baker, but easily seen and held by Victoria Hansen, the BU product. And both teams make a full change now going into the face-off circle. And looking at the schedule ahead, they will play each other once more tomorrow afternoon, and that's always what you like to see if you're a player for both of these teams. And you may have a really bad game once before, you could come back immediately the next day and have a complete turnaround. And we saw the Riveters do that early in the season in their last series against Minnesota. That first game just took an absolute thrashing, lost 9-3, and were able to come back the very next day, get a very hard-fought 4-3 win ahead of the defending champs. So anything is possible for them, even given the results so far tonight here. And another one easily caught out of the air by Sam Walther, fired from Bender at the point. Stoppage with 9:31 to go in the period. And we will now take our media timeout. And both teams back out. Riveters able to get control off the draw. We've got 9:25 to go now in period number 3. Still a hefty, hefty lead for the Boston Pride, as they try to keep that puck in their end of the ice. Almost done so, but before getting over the blue line, Sullivan touched that one up, and the faceoff will come back to neutral ice. And Ivo Milicic, I was looking at him just during that media timeout, and what he was talking about to those players, looked as if he was really stressing just doing the simple things, making those passes connect, going in with enforcement, and we'll see how much of a change the Riveters make after that, off of that media timeout, as a chance squandered there, and Mary Parker will go right back in. Drops it off to Wolfeiler in the middle, back to Parker, the circle, fires through, rebound almost comes out, but another one denied away by Sam Walther, and goes back to center ice. And Boston at this point in the game just going to be content to let the minutes fall where they may. They've taken Lavisa Solander out in this game. They did that earlier in the period when they went up 5-1. And Victoria Hansen getting some well-earned minutes there as a rebound comes out. Had to make a couple good pad saves there on Kate Leary. So Hansen earning her keep, and right back the other way. Here comes Rowe with Parker. That one clears the netting completely as it was tipped off to the stick there of Kilduff. And perhaps the Lang family getting a nice souvenir of a puck, if they don't already have plenty of those with 3 daughters going through the NWHL. And Lexi Bender tries to get one through a bunch of traffic, missed the bodies of Putinha and Dempsey, who are going to the front of the net. And again, held in by Boston, almost taken away by Putinha. The cleaning attempt from Kilduff gets to number 21 for Boston now in the circles, gets it to the front, almost, I think, went off the post there. The shot by McKenna Brand with Dempsey also in front of the net, gets it back to the captain. Putinha tries another good pad save by Walther. And like I've said so many times before in this game, although the scoreboard doesn't reflect it, round of applause and then some to the job Sam Walther has done in this game. And back to the point again. Bender with Kelly. Kelly a slap shot from the circle into the gut, and Walther again covers to make the save. And full changes abound for both teams. And it will be another face-off to the blocker side right of Sam Walther. And it will be the Lexi Lang line out there for Boston, facing the Shatalova line from the Rivs. Rimmed around the corner now. Looking to go and get Taves and Lang both battling for that puck near side corner. Comes back out. We've got 7:19 to go in period number 3. An easily held lead still for the Boston Pride. They get it back, have to recoil a bit at center. Carly Taves coming back in from the right point. Centers it now. Lexi Lang, she looks for one at the side of the circle. Couldn't quite get it through past the glove side of Walther. In the corner, Taves now able to get it free and create some room for the team at the blue line. Sullivan giving it back to Soliota. She fires a slap shot through. Rebound couldn't be gotten. And now Riveters will take it back out. From up ice into the middle. Referee takes a little tumble there. She got in the way of the puck. And it allows Boston to take it back as well. And Taves at the end of her shift content to chip it into the corner. And Rivs look to work out. Only gathered by Wren. Goes D to Mastel. She will try to enter from the left point. Instead just chips it in. Dump and chase game being applied here by Boston as they try to collect those pucks off of a steal, and done so by Mary Parker. Turnaround try there from Fluke. Couldn't get the backhand to go anywhere. Again, forwards touch up for Boston, and it almost seems like just a giant game of keep away from these Riveters right now, allowing the minutes to tick down. They've got plenty of control in this game. Riveters just trying to get a few at the end, perhaps for glory or to spring a comeback as Kate Leary, that one goes only through the shins of Wren, tries to wrap around. Packer was waiting, couldn't quite get her forehand to it, but held in by Hutchison. Plays it off of the near side half wall now with 5:40 to go in the period. Watched closely by Wren and taken off the puck. Bit surprised there wasn't a call there, and now a wrist shot trying down low from Leary, just misses the cage of Hansen. But Riveters buzzing a lot more offensively here. Almost got it into the offensive zone, but only off of the body of Wolfeiler. Good stretch pass in. Trying to go to the front of the net. That one in on Hansen. Easily blockers it aside. And now again right to the front of the net. Packer trying to go through into the glove. And Hansen wasn't quite sure what it was if it wasn't in her glove, but looks like that's going to be considered a tally. At least the Riveters think so with 5:04 to go. A couple of Boston Pride players a bit confused, but that is going to go up as a tally for the Metropolitan Riveters, so not sure who exactly is going to get credit. But this becomes a 6-2 game now with 5:04 to go in period number 3. And at least from my vantage point, it looked like Hansen, she thought she had that puck in her glove, but it must have just skirted past the bottom of her right pad and skate. And referees just still discussing with Paul Mara exactly what happened on that sequence, and Paul perhaps just as confused as we all are. And thank you for the clarification also. Tried to put a hand on it, and her foot pushed it back just beyond that red line. So that will be a goal for the Rivs. They make it 6-2. The first one past Victoria Hansen as she comes in relief of Lavisa Solander. And with 5 minutes to go, now a 6-2 game. Bit more of a jump for the Riveters now. And Kate Leary going to get official credit for that goal as Dempsey drops it off now. Boston trying to go with an answer shift there. Lexi Bender keeps it in. Couldn't get it past Cornine. And it goes only to center ice. And Bender takes a tumble. Rivs trying to gather that puck out. Dosdell couldn't quite do so. And it was an ugly goal. But ugly goals, you'll take them every day of the year as long as they go in. And the Riveters have one here. Baker streaks in, watched by Bender, tries to tap the puck away from her, force her to go all the way around, and now Cornine couldn't quite get it to rush in front of the net. But Rivs some offensive setup right now. That one pops high into the air, goes into the near side corner. And still stretching to try to get it, Morse from Brand. Got 3:54 to go in the final period of regulation here. Warrior Ice Arena, this will be the site of Pride Rivs tomorrow afternoon as well. Be sure to join us at 2:30 right back here on Twitch, NWHL2, the channel. And again, all the way back down to the Boston end, but they will get it up. Left wing now, good point entry. Lang gets it down low to Taves. Forced to circle there at the far side. Rivs all over her. And now Lang, some room from the circle, but had two bodies in front of her. That was Arnold, and Hutchison goes to the far side corner now, but not out. Fratkin holds it in, gets it down low, but not to one of her teammates. Has a bit of a collision there with Leary, and with the backhand she clears it out, and here comes Hutchison coming in from the left wing. Room at the circle now, tries to deke in on Hansen, but forced wide at the last second by Soliotis. Rivs again trying to set up, just under 3 minutes to go in the period. Again, Hutchison trouble just getting to her feet there in the offensive zone, and Soliotis also lost her stick behind the play. Carrying it in Wolfiler, dishes it off to Lang. She gets one through, easily gloved by Walther. She'll hang on. So 2:42 now to go in the final period of regulation. Another offensive zone draw earned for the Boston Pride. And another modified line. I thought it was a modified line. It's the traditional RPI line out for the Riveters, and that's perhaps what they may need to think about going forward. A couple of modifications to the forward lines. Don't really see the need to do so from the defensive pairs. They've been good when they needed to be. The Boston Pride has just been an overly aggressive team. Almost had numbers going back the other way. Wolfiler there. Enters in over the left point. Dish down low by Fluke. Soliotis tried the backhand. Gloved out of the air by Walther. Sends the puck free. Murphy now to Dosdell. Sends it right through the middle, but well beyond the blade of Cornine. And that one's going to be called for an icing. 2:01 to go now. Another offensive zone draw. Dempsey line out there for the Boston Pride. They lead 6-2 into the final 2 minutes of this game now. Dostal takes it in left point, trying to hit Rushton, going to the front of the net. Comes out to Baker. From the half wall, backhands it out of trouble. Only goes first to Lexi Bender. And up, almost picked off there, and now Baker gets to it. Rivs can set up. Taken away but not out from the Boston Pride. And now Putinha didn't quite see it. A big stretch pass ahead to Brand. Looking to stretch those legs. Almost got it diving. Wasn't sure if she was trying to make a pass or an attempt at the net, but she sort of dove and then threw that puck towards Walther's cage. And now it comes right back out to Dempsey. Couldn't get it on the doorstep. Could Brand, but now it comes back out. Pride can set up. Putinha faked a shot. Now we'll pass it down low for Kelly, trying to create some room for herself. Gets it to Brand. Final minute 3 to go. Brand couldn't send one out in front of the captain, Dempsey, but that one taken away by Putinha. Another great takeaway from the Pride. Into the final minute now. Brand looking to create some room. Down low, side of the net. Putinha scores! And what more can Sam Walther do in this game? But that's a full 7 for the Boston Pride, as Christina Putinha, like her teammates, going to continue to climb the points ladder in the NWHL. It's now 7-2 with just 50.9 seconds to go. And as a fan of any team, just as a fan of hockey, you have to feel for this Riveters defense, and especially the Riveters goaltending. Sam Walther in there for all 7 goals. Just wondering what possibly the team in front of her could have done differently, what she could have done differently. But at the same time, it's what this Boston Pride team does so well. When they score in bunches. And just down to the final 18 seconds, clock trying to be killed by both of these teams. Sullivan has it now, will get it away to Mastel. Left wing through the center of the ice, past Taves though, that one will not go for an icing. And it will be another convincing win for the Boston Pride as the final second ticks away. The streak continues, make it 6 in a row. Hugs all around for Victoria Hansen coming in late to relieve Lovisa Solander with a pretty comfortable Boston Pride lead at that point. They get a 7-2 win. And fire, at least by my just getting the official count here, 61-31. The shots from Boston over Metropolitan. And just recapping you quickly, the goal scorers in this game. The Rivs, they were able to get one late. Bit of a fluky goal. Officially given credit to Kate Leary. But the goal scorers for the Boston Pride, Emily Fluke 2 on the evening, McKenna Brand 1, Mary Parker 1, Kaylee Fratkin 1, and then a goal tally as well for Christina Putina and Carly Taves. A lot of good choices for the 3 stars, and we will see exactly who they are in just a bit. But first, inside, outside, inside again in the circle. Boston Pride salute the fans here, and it was a great crowd at Warrior Ice Arena for the first game of the evening. And you just have to wonder when the momentum will stop. Fans of other teams in the NWHL have been wondering it for close to 2 months now for the Boston Pride, and they continue to prove all the doubters wrong. 6-0-0 on the season now. The Riveters, they fall to 1-3-0, 4 games through the season. But the best part for both of these teams is that they will both be right back here 2:30 in the afternoon on Sunday as they exit the ice now. And at least for the Riveters side of things, if I had to put a couple players in contention for the 3 stars of the game, definitely Sam Walther. How can you not? 54 saves with just a shelling from the Boston Pride. And I think also offensively, Kendall Cornine doing a lot to help her team out. Madison Packer, the captain, as well. But now we look to send it down to the PA system and get our official 3 stars of the evening.
From the Boston Pride, with 1 goal and 2 assists, number 17, McKenna Brand.
McKenna Brand, 3rd star for the Pride.
Your 2nd star from the Boston Pride, also with a goal and 2 assists, number 7, Mary
A goal
Parker.
and 2 assists for Mary Parker, her first 3-point night this season.
And your 1st star tonight from the Boston Pride with 2 goals and an assist.
And number 1, who else with the 2-goal scorer, Emily Fluke, also a very well-done defensive game. But a great game, convincing Boston Pride win. Both teams with a lot to work on, but it's going to be a great revenge matchup on the part of the Metropolitan Riveters tomorrow. And Boston Pride, they will look to keep doing what they've been doing all season long, improve to 7-0-0, which would be their 3rd consecutive 2-2 sweep, if you can believe it or not. But we thank you all for joining us here on Twitch TV and at Warrior Ice Arena. We will see you back here next time. 7-2 win for the Boston Pride. Catch you next time.